Hey, my name is Calvin Waite. I trade crypto for a living, and it's time to turn on your inner nerd. Okay, so first off, I am not a licensed financial advisor. I don't have any licensing. So this channel has to be taken as watching Calvin trade, his ideas, how things work. So one other thing, this channel is not affiliated with Humble or Blocks or anything else. This is my personal project, and I think there are people that will benefit from it, so that's why I'm doing it. Good morning, happy Tuesday, everybody. So here we are, Bitcoin. We are currently below our support line. So this is going to create a little bit of a kind of a deeper discussion on what Bitcoin is going to do. I still do not, in my gut, don't believe that we're ready for a full reversal, but our move from 19,000 up to 25,000 is it's very lackluster. You don't really want to see a coin go from 50,000 to 19,000 and then not have any kind of significant return. Like it feels a little weak to me. And this line should have been pretty easy pickings. We had a couple of really nice attempts at a breakout, and we never got anything significant. We did get quite a few rejections. So the question is will the close above the 100 cause a little bit of a momentum move? Like, we need some kind of a bigger move, because if we've kind of climbed up this slope here and then we're losing momentum, because this is a change in momentum move. The entire purpose of drawing lines anywhere is to be able to know right away when momentum has changed. So on the grand scheme of things, we're really kind of moving sideways. But the thing is when we move down, we want to see something opposite. We want to see something move in the opposite direction. The more you move sideways and that your return to normal is weak, the more this is creating a bear flag. So it's not looking great. So all of the rose-colored glasses need to come off, and we need to really be looking at this seriously. I don't think it's time to panic or anything like that. As I said in the last video, we still have the 20 that we are finally showing support on. We have our 200 week, and we have the 50-day. I believe the 50-day is going to continue to move up, and we will find support on it. That is a slow process, though, because our 50-day is moving very slowly, just because our price movement has been moving very slowly. But yeah, today we are at about 23,800. We've got obviously almost 10 hours to go in the candle, so anything could happen. But I will be watching closely to know how we react to the 20-day moving average, which is sitting at 23,500. So if we touch that and bounce up, that would be great. I mean, nothing is broken yet, but it just doesn't look very strong. We had this resistance at 21,500. We slipped below it, had kind of a fake out, and then came back up and had sort of a support situation here. But then we had resistance at 23,400 and 23,800, and we kind of slipped below those supports. So we're kind of more in a channel than finding support and resistance. Today, if we actually bounced off of this 23,800, it would actually be the first time in the Bitcoin reversal, if this is a reversal, where we would find support off of our prior resistance. So things could look fine, and we're definitely in our upper range, closer to the 100 than we are closer to the 50. So there's nothing falling apart here, but it just doesn't look great. Crossing this baseline support, it just shows that the move here is weak. And at the bottom of this drop that's so significant, yeah, you just don't want to see weak stuff. You need to convince the market that we're changing, and the market's not fully on board yet, but still young. So we'll just keep watching it. Ethereum looks way better though. So this is what I'm talking about. When Ethereum drops from $3,500 down to like, what, 1,000. So it's dropped significantly. What we did get was we had consolidation, and then we burst off of our 12,000 area and went straight up to like 16,000 or 1,600, excuse me, 1,200 to 1,600. So we had a sizable move. So this shows a lot of life. This is kind of a springboard. This is what we're looking for. And that enthusiasm is what's breaking us through the 100 and moving us upward. And we're now in a stage where even though we're coming down a little bit, like there's way more momentum, way more excitement. Right now we're moving in a channel that's reminiscent of what happened back in May. We were kind of bouncing between 2,000 and like 1,700. We were kind of bouncing and moving in this area. And so it's completely natural for us to have a little bit of movement in that same area when we return. So Ethereum's looking much stronger, and I think Ethereum's going to carry a lot of the rest of the market. So usually everything follows Bitcoin, and now things are all sort of following Ethereum. If Bitcoin is weak, but Ethereum is strong, it might be that Ethereum actually pulls Bitcoin for the first time ever. So very interesting. Definitely a new market from the ones that we've watched over the past 10 years. I keep track of the trends across a lot of altcoins is to kind of see what the temperature is. So anything unusual we can kind of look at, but it's almost like when you're investing and you look at comparables, you want to be looking at a wide variety of stocks in the same industry or something like that. Well, it's kind of the same thing with crypto. If you can kind of grab 100 of the most popular coins and kind of see where the trajectory is heading, the early movers can kind of help you know where some of the later movers are going to head. And so we're always looking for the total general trend. So a couple of developments that have happened. Looks is the first coin that has dipped back, and it closed below the 50 for the first time after exiting. This isn't really technically a red zone, obviously it's not red, but there's no 100 or 200 day moving average. This is still a young coin. So, but this close here means we want to be exiting this position if we can. It is definitely not looking great, but this is the first coin out of all of them that are doing this. So this could just be an unusual kind of blip in the system, but it's definitely noteworthy. This is our only coin in the green zone, so that means that if there's an alt season, it is definitely still young, and we are watching this for any euphoria, and we're definitely looking for a close below the 50. Those two things will dictate a short position. So we're looking for, we find tops in green zones, we find bottoms in red zones. That's just where they are. So we're watching this one really closely. A couple of other coins that are making moves. Dogecoin, that's one of the coins I recommended because of this setup. We just had a lot of resistance at the same level and increasing support. So as our support increases and our resistance stays flat, finally when we get a breakout, we're in for some moves. So we closed above the 100. Our target is now the 200. but that's not even the long-term target. Long-term target is we're hoping for a green zone. We're looking for, some euphoria. Our 50 is still below the 100, so this will take months, probably a couple months before this fully fleshes out. But it's one to be watching. If you notice, I actually respond to all the comments on the YouTube videos, but so if you do leave a comment, I will read it and reply. One of the comments I mentioned sand. Sand is doing the same thing, where we have a lot of touches at generally the same level and increasing support. So we'll see how it plays out, but this is what I'm expecting to go up. So keep your eye on that. As a follow-up to yesterday's video about SHIB, we got rejected off of the 200-day moving average, and we are now, we had a down day, which is perfectly fine, and it is below. It was a close that was less than half the size of our green candle, so that creates a continuation or shows strength. And with today being a green day, that kind of shows that that's happening. We are still watching this though, because Rome isn't built in a day, but we have some mirroring long drop candles, and oftentimes we'll get a mirroring opposite reaction. So we're watching SHIB. Same thing with Doge. It's this thing where we're going to wait for all of the averages to change from being upside down, where the 200's on top, then the 100, then the 50, then price action. We're waiting for price action to be on top, then the 50, then the 100, then the 200. So it'll still be weeks or possibly months before this rearranges, and we'll get there. But this long candle that we had on the 14th just shows that there is a lot of interest and enthusiasm for when we finally start moving. So this one could be a lot of fun once we get to the green zone. So that's another one to be looking at. There were no moves into the above 200 category, yesterday being a little bit of a red day. But I wanted to follow up on the coin that I went short on. So this coin broke through. It kind of created a weak move. It wasn't a full head and shoulders, but it was an attempt to break out. It fell back to the baseline and then had a bull trap right after, and so that's why I went short on it. Yesterday was actually a fairly decent day, but we just we're not even getting close. And today was a full rejection. So this one's got plenty of downside, so this will be a profitable trade. So that's kind of an update on the market today. Pretty interesting stuff. Really keeping eyes on Bitcoin. It's like there's nothing to panic about, but we are seeing weakness. So we need to take things in reality and make adjustments when adjustments need to be made. Thanks for making it to the end of my video. So just remember, keep your trade small, be patient, wait for the trade to come to you, don't get caught up in all of the hype. You guys are gonna kill it.